Hey, hit him with the shoulders. No, I'm playing. Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to give y'all a second to come in on the live. I did ask y'all today what type of topics you want to hear about. And I didn't give him a warning, so y'all about to get a treat. Y'all about to get a treat.
Lord Jesus.
Mikiel.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christus.
The people got to submit today what they would like. Let me get this down to a better level. What they would like to hold up. Gio want to say what's up. What's good? Okay. Prince over here teaching as usual. Y'all barely get to see him online.
Put me on camera yet. I'm not in uniform.
What you getting?
I gotta get in uniform. We go get out in uniform. You gotta be traveled up instead of like Gio. I'm about to grab uniform. You grab one.
Come on, they on the line. They ready for you.
All right. I'm coming. I'm moving. We're going to our enemies. We're about to grab up. Shirts. Asking them about our life. This is our temple.
Come on, hurry.
I'm moving.
Gio, you want to talk for a minute while we waiting on Mikiel? Earlier today, my nose all in the camera. Earlier today, I came on the live and I asked, peace, how y'all doing?
How you doing?
Good. I came on, I came on the live and I asked y'all what type of things do y'all want us to discuss, answer, or talk about. And so, yeah, I got y'all with the nostrils. At least they're clean. So, today, we are going to have Mikiel talk about channeling your ancestors in a respectful way. So somebody asked basically to the note of,
Can they hear me?
yeah, they can hear you. Basically asked to the note of how do you respectfully begin to interact with your ancestors. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Y'all, if y'all have any questions during the live, please send us a DM because we're not really going to be able to go through all the questions. I'm going to try to hop on the live from my own personal page so we can actually go through the questions and ask him the questions and get some of the questions answered. Me and Gio will try to moderate the chat, all right? So we're going to get started. If y'all have any questions, again, it's going to be myself and Gio moderating in the chat. So responses will come from an account called Jolike and Starboy XO. You ready? Can y'all hear good? Go ahead and say something so they can hear you.
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me?
She didn't come from our rib. We come from.
Can you hear me?
Black darkness of light.
Hey.
All we doing is reclaiming your.
If y'all can hear us good, can y'all give us some hearts so we know y'all can hear us?
So much.
Give us some hearts. Give a lot of hearts.
The shit from yesterday.
Give us a lot of hearts.
All right, they said you good. So let's get started. We going on channeling the ancestors is what they want you to talk about. So how can they channel the ancestors respectfully? This is new beginners. They've either never made connection with their ancestors or they want to start in a respectful way. What can they do?
All right, the first thing you want to do if you're channeling your ancestors is cleanliness is next to godliness. So that means before you even start to even play with this, play with the spiritual realm, play with the unseen forces that exist, you have to first clean your body. If your body is not clean, if your vessel is not clean, you cannot then transmit the energies you need to transmit through your crystalline structure. What crystal you think is going to allow light to transmit better through it? It's a crystal that is covered in dirt and soot, going to allow light to transfer through it and give that beautiful prismatic effect. I'm not saying prismatic, that's made up word, but who cares? The Europeans make up words all day, so we're just going to make up words. Anyway, this prismatic effect, or when you see the different spectrums of light torn into different spectrums, to the 7 spectrums, right? So if you're dealing with this and you're trying to go into the spiritual realm and you're not planning on cleaning first, cleaning not only, it says, what does it say? It says, can you all turn the background noise down? We have to turn the music down a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it's a lot of combo. So you know what? We're going to move from this section. I'm going to move it over here. Let's just move down here. Yeah.
We don't have anything. If you bring it, I can show you. But I know it's like
Please forgive these technical difficulties.
Not for
Well, welcome to the store, y'all.
They got this.
See our book selection while we over here.
But how can it be if the money was made by it?
It's probably
All right. All right. All right. It's better? That ain't the Lord called. It's just going to ring. Store is located in 1001 East W.T. Harris Boulevard, Charlotte, North Carolina. Suite S. Now,
Just make sure you let him know what he's talking about again.
so what we were talking about earlier, ladies and gentlemen, was how to respectfully pay homage to your ancestors, how to worship them properly. The first thing that I started off with, I'm going to write these down because I have so much information that comes through my brain on a regular basis, right? I want to make sure I don't repeat anything. So I'm going to write these down as I go as well. Because I want to just jot down a quick little note. All right? So the first thing we're going to talk about is cleanliness. All right? It's very important for you to clean your body before you sit down and try to commune with any spirit, let alone your ancestor. If you do not clean your body, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. You are a light body. But before they called you a light body, you were known as a crystalline structure. All right? Your crystalline structure has to be cleaned in order for light to pass through it. In order for your light body to pass through it, in order for you to give off the energies you need, you have to have a clean crystalline structure. All right? This is a rule that you cannot bend. If you try to bend this rule, you're wasting your time. So if you're not willing to put this effort in, go ahead and change the channel now. For those of you who are staying, the second thing that you need to do, you need to go inside of yourself and find out what makes you wake up in the morning. Because you have to understand these are your ancestors. So things that you are drawn to, things that you feel in your spirit, these are things. Could you break it down? Could you break it down? Cleanliness. What do you mean break down the cleanliness? Before I keep going forward, go ahead. What do you mean break down the cleanliness? Ask the next question. What do you mean like? What do you mean by cleanliness in all aspects of cleaning? Oh, when you talk to your ancestors, you want to clean your entire body. You want to clean. Some people just clean their feet and their hands and their face, right? But when it comes to spiritual works, yeah, that's okay. But when you come into the people that are your predecessors, who are literally your gods upon the earth, because when you're channeling, there's only one channel you're going into, and that is your ancestral channel, your DNA. There's only one channel you're going to. When dealing with those people, you want to be the most respectful to those people. So I would suggest cleaning your body all the way through, and sometimes you can even go to the extreme as to cleaning your insides, as in purging and all those different things, as in like take a shower. Yes, absolutely, just like taking a shower. Yes, and. Oh. Had to catch it. Yeah, it almost fell. Had to catch it. All right? Very important. It says intelligence is only matched by DNA. Everything is frequency. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do agree with that. But, we want to get back to the subject matter, and then we can get into that. Because I love talking about DNA. And the frequencies and how we held together by hands and all those different things, and by sound, not the hands, but by sound. But yes, showers, definitely your language as well. When you're going to go into communion with your ancestors, you want to remove even poisonous language from your tongue. You need to remove all aspects of what you feel comfortable doing in the flesh. Because most likely, if you're comfortable doing it in the flesh, it's not something you want to do for them. Because they're not interested in fleshly behaviors or fleshly, what is it, alkaline?
Are you following their questions?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm following. I'm trying to read the questions as they come up as well.
Let Gio tell them to you, because they'll keep interrupting you.
Yeah, if it's something that's not on your train of thought,
just keep going? Okay. All right, well, I'm follow those rules then, guys. Yes, but you want to definitely fast as well. You want to clean the inside of your body. You need every aspect of yourself to be in pristine condition. Holy means to be without defect or deficiency. That's what holy means. No defect or deficiency. That means you're going to operate in the highest capacity. All right? And I wouldn't be telling you this. You wouldn't be tuned into this if you weren't ready for this information. So I'm so glad you decided to take the steps into communing with your ancestors. All right? So the first step is cleanliness. The next step that you need to have for your ancestors, you need to figure out what they like. How you figure out what your ancestors like is you have to search yourself. These beings are literally codons in your genetic code. They are literally trapped in small little cubicles in your body, in your vessel, in your being. You are literally a galaxy. You are a galaxy within a galaxy within a galaxy. And these beings are living inside of you right now. So if you want to figure out what to bring to them, all you would have to do is go into a great state of meditation, a great state of peace, and then you will be revealed little by little. Things that really mean a lot to you will start to fade away, and things that intrigue you will start to step forward. And when you start to get these intriguing thoughts, when you start to run across these ideas and these ideals, when you start to feel these energies and these different things start to take over you, and you start to feel these are things that are your ancestors reaching in through you, speaking to you, because they are highly interested in getting you to see that part of you is important enough for you to, that part of you is so important that they want you, that part of them is so important that they want you to enjoy that aspect of them, so they want you to bring it to them. So, say for instance, my grandma loves roses. I will take these roses. I'll pray over these roses. First, I'll clean myself. I'll cleanse my mind. I'll cleanse my body. I'll cleanse my tongue. I'll cleanse my palate. Right? Then I'll go get the roses. I'll bring these roses. I'll pray over the roses. I'll talk to the roses and explain to them where they're going, because, of course, these roses, I just killed them. You have to understand, I just killed these roses by plucking them to bring them to my ancestors. So now I have to bring them to my ancestors, and I have to bring them to them in a way where they will then flourish even while they are supposedly dying. All right? As I bring these roses, before I was bringing them to my grandma, I could feel a connection to them from the smell, right? From the taste of the air around them when you see fresh roses, from the dew. Everything in them was attracting me back to them. What was making me like them? I don't even like gardening. And I'm a horticultural landscaper. Right? So, if I don't like gardening, what was drawing me to it? It was my ancestral code. So as I saw it, my ancestor reached in me to get me to pick it, and I ended up bringing it back home, and I said, you know what, here you go. Because I know it wasn't for me. I know it was somebody speaking through me. You understand? All right. So you have to search yourself where you find the perfect gifts for them. And the gifts will always be something that relate to something inside of you. If you cannot relate to that gift, then it's not something you want to bring to them. Now, let's say, if you know your ancestors, let's say, for instance, your great-grandpa just passed and he was a vegan, and you want to talk to your great-grandpa. Yeah, you may have ancestors that you could sacrifice chicken to. But do you really want to bring him a piece of chicken? If so, by all means, bring him that piece of chicken. And when all of that curse comes upon you, you know why. Because you disrespected him. All right? The third phase to formulate in your ritual space is to worshiping your ancestors is formulating your ritual space. I'm sorry. You need to formulate a ritual space that is in tune with your... Yes, chakra stones are very essential. You need to formulate a ritual space that is conducive to what you're trying to create. That means if you're trying to, if you're trying to deal with something of the six senses, or the five senses, you want to use a grid that is using pentacles of some kind, that is not using septenaries, but instead using, I can't remember what it's called right now. It's going to come back to me. But you want to use by you's. You want to go by fives if you understand if you're going by the five senses. You need to use, how do I explain this? Let me see his way. Please forgive me, I'm just got put on the spot, so I don't have any notes, so I have to pull from mine.
That's right. That's their game. Even in school,
How do I
they
say
got
this?
fucking drag queens upstate New York that's coming into class and reading books and goddamn kids.
Brother Gio, how do I say?
First and foremost, why would you want to put your kids in those public schools anyway that's not teaching them nothing?
I can't think of how to say it right now.
Kids have to work and make money in the best interest of your
When it comes to setting up the grid, you have to go sacred geometry, but there's a specific name.
what we learn and what we
It's going to come back to me.
Not talking symmetry, are you?
Symmetry. Yeah, symmetry, but there's another word too. It's going to come back to me. So you want to use sacred geometry and symmetry, but you also want to use harmony. Thank you very much. Yes, but that's the closest word I can think of it to. You want to use sacred geometry and symmetry to create harmony. All right? Thank you so very much, brother. Let me write that down and write down harmony. Because after I'm finished doing this, we want to open the floor for questions. Because it's really not that hard.
Nobody ever
What happens is people don't
It's a ritual.
know
It's your trophy of indoctrination
themselves, so it's hard to
They're
find
basically showing
out how to
you
do
giving
these
you a
things
trophy
on
and saying,
their own.
listen,
But
now you're
for the most part,
serenity. Go out and
Serenity. Yes. No, I agree absolutely with that word, serenity. All right? So when you're doing this, you need to make sure that you utilize the symbols that represent that. Like things of the spirit, you're going to use 5. Things of God, you're going to use 7. Things of completion, like creation of babies, you're going to use 9. Things when it comes to solidarity and coming into one, into center, into oneness, you're going to use numbers like 55 and 10 and different things that come down to the number 1. Things that are talking about unisons and cooperation and working together and creating balance, you're going to use the numbers 3 or sometimes 2. But you have to make sure that you're utilizing these numerologies in a way that is conducive to your spiritual growth, not to your spiritual growth, but to your crystal grid. If your crystal grid is not in unison, is not matching what you're trying to create when you're going to worship your ancestors, what you're going to do is be creating a confusing signal. So if I go to my ancestors and I'm asking them for something in the flesh, but I have a grid that's designed to create things in the spirit, all I'm going to do is confuse them because all they can really create for me is things that are in the spirit from that grid. That's all they can create. But by me putting myself in that position of energetic frequency, I'm jeopardizing. Because they can't create what I need them to create, right? They're going to end up creating something that's going to be detrimental to me. It will not be of any benefit to me. It can't be. Because it's not even the right grid. All right? So that's the third. And the fourth. The fourth is when you leave your offerings, make sure it is the best that you have. I run into a lot of people who are studying Ifa, who are studying all these different things and all these different religions. But even in these books, even in the Bible and all these books that people have turned their backs on, right? They always tell you when you're offering to the ancestors, you give the best you have. You don't give them what you don't give them your leftovers, and you don't give them what you don't need. You don't give them what you wouldn't eat. You don't give them anything that you wouldn't. You don't. It's like your children. You're not going to bring to your children anything that you wouldn't partake in. Don't do that to your ancestors. You give them the best because they have given. Because believe it or not, regardless of what they are and who they have been in their past lives, they have given their best through these situations to be here for you. So to give them anything less than the best is blasphemy. Not only to them, but to yourself. Because soon, you will be considered an ancestor. And is that the standard you want to create for your children's children? If so, by all means, do so. You know? So give them the best. Now, that was a pretty short seminar because it's really not that complicated. I wish you guys would ask me a harder question. I wish, I know it wasn't as clear as I wanted it to be because,
That's why the breath frequency.
the breath frequencies. Oh, teach them about breathing. Okay.
How do they start meditating?
Okay.
Where can they start? Where does breath control come from?
Okay. Okay. Well, before I get into breath control, I'm going to go ahead and close this last one out there. All right? The brother Gio asked me about breath control. Pranayama is what that's known as. Right? So, just in case for those who are just joining us, I'm just going to fill you in. So, the first step is cleanliness. You have to be clean all the way through. That's from head to toe, inside and out, even removing curse words from your tongue, right? The second step is now you got to search yourself for your ancestors to know what you need to bring them, to know what they need from you. You have to search yourself. The third step is sacred symmetry, harmony. You have to create a shrine that is conducive. Go ahead and show them a picture of the shrine. You have to create a shrine that is conducive to your ancestors. You have to create, and if you're not actively using a crystal grid, there should not be a crystal grid there. So, if you're actively using a crystal grid, make a crystal grid. But if there's no crystal grid there, it's not active. So right now it's dormant. You understand? So you already know you have to use sacred geometry. You have to make sure that it makes sense. Don't ask for love, right? Don't ask for something in the spirit if you're asking for something using sacred geometry number of 6. Because you know 6 is more physical. That's sex. You understand? And the last but not least is always give your best to your ancestors. You understand me? You always give your best to your ancestors. Because they have given their best to you. All right? Now, breathing. There's 4 types of breath. The first type of breath is beta. Beta is mouth-mouth. Beta is over the body. Beta is over the southern gates. And beta is over Guam, the spirits of earth. The second type of breath is alpha. Alpha is over the fire body, right? That's over the fire spirits, known as jinn. Alpha is over the west gates. Alpha is mouth-nose, and it's over your auric field. All right? Excuse me. All right? Next one. The next one is theta. Theta is over Meralda. Meralda is the spirits of air. The spirits of air is nose. Theta is over your mind. For mind control, mind reading. So if you use theta breath and you're around white people, and you're really good at this, right? You can control their minds because most of them have calcified pineal glands. Okay. All right. Just putting a fun fact out there, but, most people ain't going to take it to heart. That's cool. And then the last breath is delta. Delta breath is over the emotional body. It's over the waters. That's nose, mouth. And those spirits that are there in delta are called nixa. All right? I'm not sure the source of knowledge books there is. But I'll tell you this. When you do these breaths properly, you can produce high levels of gamma radiation when you combine them together in a circular formation called gamma breath. Gamma radiation destroys anything that does not have melanin, anything that does not have photonic chemicals or high levels of ability of absorbing high levels of ability of absorbing radiation, which meaning lacking melanin. So you either got to be a vegetarian or you have to have a high amount of melanin. All right? Delta is nose, mouth. Delta is nose, mouth. That's nose, mouth. All right? So, an example of gamma breath is this. No. The more you do this, you're going to start to change. Physically and mentally, you're going to start to change. And it's going to happen quickly. I don't want to go into that deep of a change because it's not necessary for you to see all that. And furthermore, some people, when they see certain things and they're not ready, it destroys them. And I'm not here to destroy. I'm not in the art of destroying. We're here in the art of building, of uplifting, of healing. And that's why you're here, because you want to heal. So the reason why these breaths are important is because by mastering these breaths, you can then walk into different scenarios and control them better. So say, for instance, you're having a hard time working out, and you're trying to push yourself past the limit. Beta is what you need to master. Like I said before, beta is mouth-to-mouth. When you're doing these kind of working out, the reason why calisthenics is the best type of working out is because working out outside brings you closer to earth. They say that your body is mud, made from the mud, right? And if the body is made from the mud, the dust, from dust to dust, if we're a planet that's hanging in the middle of the sun, in the middle of the stars in the solar system, that means that you're made up of stardust. So the closer you are to nature when you're working out, the more results you will see faster. All right? So there's two types of beta breath. There's first beta, which is... And then there's a fast beta, the second beta. Second beta is for more rapid movement. Right? And now, as you start to do these different breaths, you're going to start to feel the power. And the reason I'm telling you this, right, is because when you know what your body's doing, you can do it better. If you don't know what your body's doing, you're going to still do it because you're telling your body to do it. But when you know what your body's doing, you do it better. All right? A lot of people think your diaphragm is located here. All right? Your diaphragm is actually located right in here. If your diaphragm was located here, it would you would be throwing up every time you breathe. It's located right here. When your diaphragm expands, your lungs contract. And when your diaphragm contracts, your lungs expand. All right? This is endorphin pressure. Anytime you receive a needle from a doctor, they're puncturing your spacesuit. All right? And when they puncture your spacesuit, right, they're puncturing you're changing your endorphin pressure. By breathing properly, you can adjust your own endorphin pressure, making you lighter, faster, stronger, smarter. All right? That's what beta can do for you. All right? The second type of breathing is alpha. Alpha is for situations when you need to be in control. All right? The control that people give up is when they walk into a situation not knowing that they are the situation. What this means is you'll walk into a place and you'll panic and lose your position because you don't know that you are the party before the party. You know, the party can't start till you get there. We can host a party right now, and it won't be a party if nobody shows up. So how can it be a party without you? Right? Alpha will help you control this. Alpha helps you gain that confidence. It builds your auric field. When you build your auric field large enough, you can wrap people in your auric field and control their emotional state. Meaning if they had a position of rage, they can't have a position of rage when they're that close to you. If they had a position of power, they won't have a position of power when they're that close to you. If they had something to say, they won't be able to say what they want to say because you're disrupting their energy with just your auric field. That type of breathing is mouth-nose. All right? Mouth-nose. All right? It's very important to learn how to do this in the near future. If you do not learn how to breathe in the near future, you will be behind the learning curve. There are people out here right now that are doing things that people will not believe until they see it in person. And then when some of these people, these same people who are not believers, see it in person, they will still not believe it to the point where they will kill themselves mentally. They will die, literally die, seeing the truth. They will literally pass away. They will see the truth, and they will not be able to accept it in such a way that they will die where they stand. All right? But because we're intelligent people, we're not going to let that happen to us, right? Thank God. That's why you're still here. All right? So the next type of breathing is theta. Theta is for mind control and for mind reading. Theta is nose-nose. All right? Theta is nose-nose. Controlling the spirits of the air. Also, theta is for those people who want to start learning how to fly. Right? People who want to start learning how to do certain things that they believe are impossible. Theta is what you need to learn how to use. The reason why is because your brain, we're really never supposed to walk, in theory. This is what the scientists say, right? We're never supposed to walk. Your brain is actually floating. But because you believe you have to work, your body moves. So your mind actually will take you wherever you want to go, literally. But because you've created a need for movement, you can't just go there. Because we separated our right and left hemisphere and created a need for two brains, one to make this place physical, and one to make it, and one for our creative flow, for the metaphysical. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So, with that said, when you're utilizing this brain, this function, you can control. I'm gonna say this again, black people, because if enough of us sit in a room with these crackers and do this, you will control them. And there's no hate against them. I don't hate them. I have no reason to hate them. You know, I wasn't there during slavery, right? That's the logic behind it, right? I wasn't there, right? But let me tell you this: I'm no fool. I don't have to be there to know what they are, to know what they are capable of, and I don't have time to play on the game, play the field, play the fence to find out if they are good or bad. So they're all in the same category. So back to what I was saying, right? Because I know some of the people, they often say, no, I love them. We can make friends. No, we can't. A tiger don't dance with the lion. A lion don't dance with the panther. And a panther sure as hell don't deal with a house cat. All right? They are a different breed of people. We are Hebrew, and they are Caucasus Mountain dwellers. You know. So anyway. Oh, Lord. When you spit fire on devils, it takes something out of you, boy, I swear. Anyway, so when you do enough of this, when you sit down, right, in the presence of these creatures, and you have enough control where enough of us have the ability of doing theta breath, which is nose, you can then infiltrate their mind, because they do not have a mind of their own. I'm going to say this again because these are the ancestors of the Martians. They are not I'm going to say this again. They're the ancestors of Martians. They are not even part of us. There's no proof proving they are part of us, and they can't figure this out. That's because they're not. All right? They're unnatural. They're not terrestrial. They are the extraterrestrials. We are the terrestrials. All right? And because of that, when you do this breathing, you can control it. All right? That's nose. All right? The fourth, right, and final breath is delta breath. Now, there are a lot of people out there that like to sing. If you're a singer, this is the breath for you. All right? If you're somebody or you know somebody who has a very hard time controlling themselves, who does not have emotional control, this is for you. If you're dealing with somebody who has a lot of pains and a lot of trauma that they built up over time, this is for you. Delta. Delta is nose-mouth. So you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. When you're doing this breath, it's best to drink water. All right? The reason being is because delta is over the waters. It's over the waters of the womb. It's over the waters over the creatures of the waters. It's the most powerful conduit you can possibly use. Yes, theta is the nose for the crackers. Yes. If you want to read their minds, I'm telling you, you're gonna hear some things now. If you really want to start tapping in, but once you start to believe, I'm gonna warn every single person who listens to the stuff that I'm teaching. Once you start to believe and you start to apply this, there is no going back. It's going to come to you like a tidal wave. It's going to hit you like a bat. And you just happen to be, hit you like Jackie Robinson, and you just happen to got pitched across the home plate. All right? Because what people don't want you to know, what the crackers don't want you to know, right, is that this world is based off of consensus. Meaning that if you say it's going to work, it's going to work. If we come together and without any doubt, without any wavering, say that this is going to work, this is what it's going to do, right? It's going to do that. Now, what I'm doing right now is bringing to you things that people have already made consensus over. People have already made consensus over these breathing types. They've already made consensus over the different, please forgive me, I was hearing feedback from myself, and caught me off guard. I was like, damn, that's what I sound like? My God. Let me put some more bass in my voice. Maybe you take me more serious. So, Rick Ross, Boss. You know what I'm saying? But, no, for real, like, we have to come to a consensus now. Because if we're coming into the new age, ladies and gentlemen, if we're coming into a new age, we'd be foolish to let anybody that is not Hebrew make a consensus for us. Because if we don't make the choice for ourselves, somebody else will make it for us. Okay? This world is based on consensus. But now, back to what I was saying. Delta breath. Delta breath is nose-mouth. Now, anybody who's dealing with traumas or dealing with emotional issues or dealing with or having a hard time controlling themselves and all these different things, this is for you. If you know anybody who's dealing with drug addiction, dealing with promiscuity, who can't control themselves, who's just burning in the pants, this is for you. If you know anybody who is, and I'm going down the list, if you know anybody who's trying to deal with a discipline, who's having a hard time when it comes to eating the right thing or sticking to a path, a destination, making up their mind, this is for you. Because a lot of people make emotional decisions. All right? A lot of people operate in emotion. Right? Right now, we're in the fourth dimensional plane, and that's why people operate in emotion this way. I know what people are saying. Oh, we're in the third dimensional plane. That is a lie. How can you prove that? We were in the third dimensional plane before TV was invented. Because when TV was invented, that was the first time people could view the world outside themselves, inside of something else. So you've created a place for it to go. You've created a place for your imagination to be contained now. You're in the third dimension. That means your thoughts, who you are, because the fourth dimension is a plane of thought. The fourth circuit of the brain, which is where weed takes you, where marijuana takes you, is the plane of thought, the emotional body. Because the only place you can get emotional is in your thoughts. I don't know anybody who can get emotional who ain't in their thoughts. Because you got to make sense of your emotion. Why am I angry? I'm angry because but the whole time I'm in my thoughts. You understand? All right. So, oh man, I got distracted. Guys. Where was I at? Please forgive me. I'm saying so much stuff today. I know we're on Delta.
Yeah, you're just covering Delta.
Yes.
You were on Delta.
Last one. What was the last part I had to go to?
Gamma would be after that.
Oh yes. No. There was one more point I was going to make there. But, you know, that's what happens when you're on spur of the moment stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get the perfect performance, and then sometimes you're going to get that organic. And I'd rather have organic, because anything that's perfect all the time, you cannot trust it. Because anything in this condition is not perfect. Even the God in the flesh. And we're gods in the flesh. Right? So now, Delta. Delta is nose, mouth. It's very important to learn how to do this breathing immediately as a people, because we cannot allow the enemy to affect our mentality any longer. We cannot allow ourselves to fall prey to acting in emotion any longer. I'm tired of people walking down the street protesting because somebody got shot, and then tomorrow I see that same person at Burger King. That doesn't make sense to me. That's how you know that you're operating in an emotional wave of destruction. When you breathe properly, you can think properly. That is why I brought to you the 4 types of breath. So, the reason you want to get control of this emotional body is because soon many of us will begin to engage in ways with these Yurugu, these Caucasus Mountain dwellers, these creatures that are part dog, part cow, part pig, grafted in the image of God, created during Genesis, which Genesis means bread, to be burned for the gods, as food for the gods, as well as slaves. But then instead we taught them magic, like dumbasses, and they turned it against us. But, you know, this you need to hear no day. I'm going further into it. The point I'm trying to make is this, right? If we do not begin to utilize these breaths and start to control our emotions, control our body, control our auric field, control our thought patterns, control the minds of our enemies. Because if they're designed to be slaves, right, that means their pineal gland is calcified. If the pineal gland is calcified, that means anybody can operate that ship. And because you're a light body, you can be in more than one place at one time. That means they don't even have their own lives. They don't even have their own lives. What I'm trying to get across to you, by controlling these breathings, by learning how to control these things, you're going to start to control yourself better. By controlling yourself better, you become the example you want to see in this world. You see, this whole time we're all looking for a Messiah, right? We're looking for somebody to come and help us, you know, guide us and show us the way, right? And, oh, thank you, God, you came back from heaven and all that shit, right? But that's bullshit. He's supposed to emerge from within you. So if you're coming here and trying to gather this information about reaching out to your ancestors so you could talk to them about how to better sustain your disposition, your dysfunctional position, you came to the wrong place. And if you came to learn about breathing to heal yourself, I mean, not to heal yourself and to heal the others, but to just enhance more the poisons that you partake in, you came to the wrong place. You know? Now, the last type of breath is called gamma. Gamma forms gamma radiation. Yes, real gamma radiation. That can be registered. And as you use this gamma radiation, right, you can, and as you emit this radiation, you can actually poison people around you, right? Because it literally destroys things that don't have melanin. So once again, in other words, people, you can destroy things with just breathing. We are such powerful gods within ourselves. We can destroy them with just breathing. So I'm going to give you an example of gamma radiation. I mean, of gamma breath. Now, as you go further into it, right, you'll start to change. You'll feel it. You're going to feel what you think is lightheadedness, right? But it's not. You have to fight past that because you're going into a sensation you've never felt before. When you're going into the higher realms, when you're no longer going by one sense. Here, we're going by one sense because this is one of the lower densities. This is a slower realm. To be engaging 2 and 3 senses at the same time would destroy a weak mind. Right? But there, you instead of having touch, it'll be touch sound. Instead of taste, it'll be taste sight. So you'll see something and taste it at the same time. You'll be like, what is this? Right? But you can't have that here. You understand? But please forgive me. I'm not sure why I even mentioned that. Please forgive me. My brain, sometimes, when you're a genius, you scatter. But I'm going to go back to camera. I don't know why I brought that forward. Maybe somebody had a question about it anyway. But with the gamma, right? When you do this breath and you jump from gamma into the breathing that you want to do. So say, for instance, I want to get into the body, right? I go into beta. So I go from gamma to beta. So it goes. Then I go into beta. And you can just keep getting stronger and stronger. You don't even have to breathe it out. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they're under the illusion, once again, right? You're under the illusion, this crazy illusion that you got to breathe out. Who taught you that? Who gave you this impression that you have to do what you see instead of what you feel? All right? The 4 types of breath is beta, alpha, theta, delta. Definitely going to make sure I repeat that over and over again. All right? It's very important to start learning this. I don't do breathing books, but I do host breathing classes. So if you want to come learn from me, you already know where to find me. I'm at the Comedic Science Institute. We're found at 1001 East W.T. Harris, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm not sure what the zip code is over here.
28213.
28213. Please forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's some charlatan who just...
Sweet S.
Sweet S. I'm sure there was some charlatan when I didn't know the zip code who turned over in their grave just now like, oh, you don't know the zip code. Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the Bible Belt. I thank you all for listening. I appreciate the love. I appreciate getting the opportunity to teach you, because you don't even have to allow yourself to be here or be present during this time.
A few people had questions.
Go ahead.
Can y'all start adding y'all's questions to the chat in case we missed you really quick? If you need gamma broken down again, just when we end the live, you'll be able to go back and rewatch the live. Himsaw was good. Yo, y'all follow Himsaw Patah, man. Great poetry, great lyricist, great art. Let's see. Where are you from originally?
Where am I from? Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Marcy Projects.
Just everybody that was on the live, we are going to try our best to add this to the YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Comedic Science Institute, so you can go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Again, I'm gonna try my best to save this video and add it to our YouTube. We appreciate y'all. Peace, guys. Thank you. Where is the live being posted? YouTube. YouTube is ComedicScienceInstitute.com. If you want to rewatch, obviously the live is available for the next 24 hours. Again, if y'all have any topics that y'all want us to discuss or cover, please make sure y'all DM us. If y'all have any questions after the live, send us a DM.
If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Definitely is the time to ask.
Anybody have any questions that didn't get covered during the live?
Whew, man.
Somebody said, how long have you been studying and teaching?
You want to count this lifetime or the last? No, I'm playing. I've only been doing this now for about 2-3 years. 2-3 years. I've been in the spiritual path though since a child. I'm talking about doing stuff by accident, like controlling teachers and stuff. Like it was really weird. I don't even know how to describe it. Bite my food in the shape of guns and stuff. But, that's neither here nor there.
I hear my food in the shape of guns.
Hey, what's going on? I said.
All right. If there's no questions,
are there any more questions or? Because no more questions, we about to
we about
wrap
to
it
dip.
up.
Just make sure that you please go to our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Comedic Science Institute. Aside from downloading our lives there, we also have a podcast. Y'all may not know that. We do have a Comedic Science Institute podcast. The podcast tapings will also be going on YouTube, and then it'll also be available for listening.
I really appreciate it, guys.
What services, somebody said, what services do you provide, Mikiel?
I teach pranayama, I teach astral projection, I also teach alchemy. Everything from creation of different alchemical properties to creation of monoatomic elements like ormus gold. It's very important to learn how to do those kind of things because ormus gold is 3/4 in this dimension, and it can be used to heal your DNA, RNA. And your DNA, RNA is actually destroyed right now. We think that our DNA and RNA is in repair, but it's destroyed. We have telomeres on it, and the telomeres are what's holding our DNA in an abstract fashion. And so what the ormus gold does is it heals that. What is the brother name so I can research it? Oh, well, sure, it's going to be really hard pressed to find me, man. You know, they don't really keep much information about me on the line.
Well, if you're trying to find Mikiel, you can call the shop, 704-910-6783. If you would like to get consultations, personal services, any type of training, classes, Mikiel is the brother.
My name is El Mikiel Al-Malik. He who's like God, ruler of worlds.
Website.
You got a website or Instagram, Mikiel?
My Instagram website, I have nothing for that.
He don't have none of that. So if y'all looking for Mikiel, basically you have to DM us or call the store, and we will put you in contact with him. He's here all the time. So if you're in Charlotte, you can literally just come by and meet with him for a session. You can also schedule sessions with him. We can set it up to where you can do virtual sessions with Mikiel as well. So if that's what you are in need of, please DM us.
I provide but readings are easy, sister. You know, reading is something you could do by looking yourself in the mirror. You see, all you have to do is wash your face, right? Look yourself dead in the mirror. Take a little salt, right? And sprinkle it over your shoulder. And look yourself dead in the mirror. And you're going to start to read yourself. And as you begin to read yourself, remember that feeling. And as you finish absorbing that feeling and adhering to that feeling, take that feeling and write down your predictions of the people around you. And then after you finish writing down the predictions of the people around you, or what's going to happen, wait for it to happen. And as you see certain things and your predictions start to happen, tell your friends and warn them, because now you're starting to walk into your new power. All right? Yes, and absolutely, ormus. This is the truth. Man, you can't go wrong with ormus gold.
All right, again, if y'all need any more information about us, y'all are on our page. So just go click our bio, and it'll show you our phone number, our address, our website, our email, our shop. Every possible way that you can get in contact with us is online. We got one last question, and then we'll get off. What type of salt?
It could be Dead Sea salt, or it could be Himalayan sea salt. You see, the salt in itself is just a tool. Yeah, thank you very much. The salt in itself is just a tool, and it's used to disrupt spiritual energy. That's what salt does. It either blocks when you use it as a barricade, or you can use it and sprinkle it, and what it'll do is it'll rapture your auric field for a second. But during that rapture of the auric field, it'll give you a glimpse, a true glimpse into yourself. But you have to really pay attention, not to what you want to see, but instead what you can't see. I don't know how to explain it. You don't want to pay attention to what you don't want to look for something. Don't expect something.
Don't create
something. That's right. Thank you very much, sister. Go ahead, y'all. I don't even know why. I mean, come on now, y'all. No, don't create something. You know what I'm saying? You want to allow what you know is there to step forward, because you already know it's there.
That's something important about readings in general. whenever you're getting a reading, it's what already exists within you. You're literally paying somebody to tell you what you already know about yourself, what's already in there. Usually it's stuff you're denying, stuff you don't want to acknowledge, or stuff you want to push away. So
And
just remember that.
It could be your right or your left shoulder.
All right, so peace and love.
EL space MIKAEL space ALMALEIK.
All right. So thank y'all. Oh, sorry. Thank y'all so much for joining the live. Y'all have a good night. Any more questions? Feel free to DM us. Again, follow us on everything Comedic Science Institute, and you'll be able to watch this video later on. Peace and love.